of you. Welcome to the Learning Management System of Commissionerate of Collegiate Education, Andhra Pradesh. I am Usha Padmini, lecturer in Economics, Government Degree College, Ahmedabad, Valsa. The topic of this LMS video is Principles of Microeconomics. It is a part of the introductory chapter of Microeconomic Analysis paper. Let us see the topic. Principles of Microeconomics. What is economics? What is microeconomics? What are the principles of microeconomics? Economics is the study of economic activities which centers around wants, efforts, and satisfaction. Microeconomics studies about individual units of the economy. Then what are the principles of microeconomics? There are a good number of laws, theories, and principles in microeconomics. Laws of consumption, laws of production, theory of demand, principles of price determination, theories of distribution, etc. are the principles of microeconomics. You all know that Professor Alfred Marshall, in his book Principles of Economics, discussed all the principles and analyzed these laws. So, actually, Principles of Economics is an elaborated topic to explain. But here, this video is intended to explain the basics of microeconomics principles because it is only included in the introductory chapter. Here, the principles of microeconomics explain about the activities of economic agents and how they attain equilibrium point of maximum satisfaction with allocation and optimization. So, the principles of microeconomics are discussed here as the allocation and optimization. What are the learning objectives of the topic? After seeing the video, what you are going to learn are called learning objectives. The main objective of video is to examine the basic problems faced by economic agents and to know the available resources at their disposal and the method of their allocation and maximizing welfare by attaining equilibrium, which is the ultimate objective of all economic activities. So these three are the learning objectives of the topic. Therefore, the learning objectives discuss about the efficiencies in maximization. To explain about this, we examine the principles into allocation of resources and optimization of resources. Let us come to the point. What are the principles of microeconomics? Economics is the study of economic activities which rotates around wants, efforts, and satisfaction. The participants of economic activities are called economic agents. They are consumers, producers, and the government or the society. All these agents face the problem of scarcity. Human wants are unlimited, whereas the resources to satisfy wants are not unlimited. So, due to limited resources, the problem of scarcity arises. Moreover, the resources can be put to multiple uses. Hence, everyone has to make a choice. These choices are made to get maximum satisfaction. Therefore, economics is called the science of scarcity and choice. So, here there are three aspects to explain the topic. 1. Problem. 2. Need. 3. Objective or goal. What is the problem here? Unlimited wants and scarce resources. What is the need here? Allocation of resources and the best method to allocate them for optimum use. What is the goal here? The ultimate aim is attaining equilibrium, that is maximization of welfare. So, Microeconomics is based on a set of common ideologies which deal with allocation of scarce means and their optimal use in maximizing welfare. Economics refers to the behavior of economic agents who aim at the allocation of scarce resources in such a way that consumers can maximize their satisfaction, producers can maximize their profits, and society can maximize its welfare. The microeconomic modeling discusses the efficiencies of these economic agents. Efficiency of the consumer is found in maximizing his utility. Efficiency of producer is found in getting maximum possible output with minimum cost and maximum profit. That is, a producer is said to be an efficient when he produces maximum output with minimum cost. Again, sell the output in the market for maximum profits. And the third one is efficiency of the society. That is, it is found in maximizing national output on one hand and in distributing the national income in achieving maximum social advantage. Therefore, from the above points, we observed that the objective of maximum satisfaction is the ultimate goal. To achieve this point of equilibrium, there are three basic principles in the process. 1. Allocation, 2. Optimization, and 3. Equilibrium. Let us see the definition of these three concepts. Allocation. Allocation of resources means allotting resources or the assigning available resources for different purposes. Hence, the allocation is the process by which scarce economic resources get appointed or allocated to their particular usage. Second one, optimization. Optimization means best use of resources. People try to choose the best option under given constraints and they always try to use them in an optimum manner. Third one, equilibrium. Equilibrium is a state of rest or a state of balance where two opposing forces influence each other. This point is the point of maximum satisfaction. No other point other than this will give more satisfaction. So the three aspects, allocation, optimization and equilibrium, are used to explain the principles of microeconomics. Let us see how all these economic agents apply these concepts to attain their ultimate objective. Let us take the consumer's case. Who is a consumer? What are his problems? What is the objective of the consumer's satisfaction? How he utilizes his limited resources? Let us see them. So, first of all, consumer income is limited. His wants are unlimited. The objective of the consumer is to get maximum satisfaction. A consumer reaches equilibrium and gets maximum satisfaction by using the limited resources. For example, a consumer has a minimum income. He has a limited time, but he wants to get maximum satisfaction. To explain the behavior of the consumer, there are two approaches. One, cardinal approach, and two, ordinal approach. First, see the cardinal approach. This is explained by Professor Marshall. According to this approach, utility can be measured. So, consumer allots resources in such a way by substituting a higher utility commodity for a lower utility commodity. For example, there are three commodities, A, B and C. He uses A when its utility is more. He uses A instead of B or C. He substitutes them in such a manner that they all give him equal satisfaction. But there is a constraint. The prices of A, B or C may be different. Hence, he equalizes the marginal utility and price ratios. Let us see here you see the principle of marginal principle in the cardinal approach. marginal utility of A by price of A, that is equal to marginal utility of B by price of B, and which must be equal to marginal utility of C by price of C. See the second approach, ordinal approach. Ordinal approach is explained by Hicks. What is ordinal approach? As per ordinal approach, utility cannot be measured, but it can be expressed in order, it can be compared, or can be ranked. So, based on the ordinal approach, consumer's equilibrium is explained with the help of indifference curves. A higher indifference curve gives more satisfaction than the lower indifference curve. So the consumer always try to reach the higher indifference curve. But there is a constraint here because he has a limited income. He has limited income. So as per his budget only, he should get maximum satisfaction. So he moves from one point to another point on the same indifference curve and reaches the equilibrium point. So the equilibrium point in the indifference curve is explained where the budget line is standing tangent to the indifference curve. Here he compares and equalizes the marginal rate of substitution xy to the prices of x and y. This is about consumer's equilibrium. Let us see the producer's equilibrium. A producer starts production with a view to get maximum profits. But there are several constraints in the process. Abundant supply of raw materials, skilled labor, talented workers, latest technology may not be available to the producer whenever and wherever he requires. Moreover, he has to face competition from other producers in selling his output. Hence, the objective of the producer is to get maximum output with minimum cost, and at the same time he has to get maximum profits in the market. Here, in the first aspect, the producer allocates his productive resources. What are the factors of production here? Land, labor, capital, and organization. Out of these four factors, labor and capital are variable factors. He substitutes one factor for the other based on their remunerations and based on their productive capacities. Here, if the productive capacity of labor is greater than the productive capacity of the capital, he uses more labor and less capital. He applies the marginal principle here, and as per the law of substitution, he compares the marginal productive capacities of labor and capital. So in the point of maximum output, he equalizes the marginal productivity and price ratios of each and every factor. So let us see the formula of producer's equilibrium. Marginal productivity of labor by wage, which is the price of workers, that must be equal to the marginal productivity of capital by the price of capital, that is interest. In the second aspect, the producer has to maximize the profits for a given output. He reaches equilibrium point, and it is the point where the producer has no inclination either to expand his output or to contract his output. So the producer is said to be in equilibrium where marginal revenue is equal to the marginal cost and MC is rising. See the first condition. These two conditions have to be satisfied in order to get the equilibrium point by the producer. See the first condition. Here, marginal revenue must be equal to marginal cost. What is marginal revenue? That is the revenue obtained from an additional unit of output. It must be equal to the cost of producing the last unit. The marginal cost curve must in a diminishing stage. The second condition is that MC decreases, marginal cost must decrease and it must be above the MR curve. What it indicates? When marginal cost decreases, it indicates the increasing returns stage. When MC increases, it indicates diminishing returns stage. We all know that a rational producer always wants to be in the diminishing marginal returns stage because he wants to get the optimum use of resources and he wants to get maximum profit. Let us examine the society equilibrium and allocation of resources. First, see the problem faced by the society. There are three basic problems which are faced by all the societies: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are the three basic problems faced by all economies, whether they are capitalistic countries, socialistic countries, or mixed economies. What are they? What kinds of goods are to be produced and in what quantities? Because the society has a limited number of resources, whether the resources are natural resources or capital resources or human resources. They are not available in unlimited quantities. The available resources are always scarce. So, with the available limited resources, it has to decide what kind of goods are to be produced and in what quantities. The second one is how to produce goods. There are several methods in the production process. Which method is to be adopted in the production process and whether the scarce productive resources are fully utilized with the method or not, it has to be decided. And the third one is for whom to produce. Who will utilize the goods and services produced by the society? The produced goods are used by all sections of the people, and this problem explains the distribution of national output among the people. These basic problems are faced by every society, that is capitalistic countries, socialistic countries, and mixed economies. Whatever may be the system, the basic problems are faced by each society, and the main objective of all these societies is to get maximum welfare. The ultimate goal is same. Based on this system, either government or the market forces or mixed of two take decisions regarding the allocation of resources. Here, in the allocation and optimization of resources, there are two conditions of efficiencies. The society efficiency is expressed in two aspects. One, efficiency in terms of allocation of resources, and the second one is social justice in terms of distribution of income. What is the Pareto optimality in production? It is the highest level of efficiency in the allocation of resources to get maximum gross national product. The production is said to be efficient if the productive resources are utilized in such a way that through any reallocation it is impossible to produce even one excess commodity without reducing the output of another commodity. So, the highest efficiency in production is based on the selection of the best option. This option is made for the optimum allocation of available resources. So here again see, it is very impossible to produce even one unit of excess commodity without reducing the output of any other. That is called Pareto optimality in production. What is the Pareto optimality in distribution? Efficiency in terms of distribution of produced national output is to achieve social justice. The distribution of the national product is efficient when it is not possible to provide extra benefit even to a single person without affecting the other person. The society Equilibrium is in the distribution, that is, the welfare is maximum. It is not possible to increase one's satisfaction without reducing the others. So this is the point of maximum social welfare. It is here the distribution of national product is efficient. Here see the Pareto efficiency in the distribution with the help of the diagram. In this way, the principles of microeconomics explain about the maximization of utilities, maximization of output, maximization of profits, maximization of a national product, maximization of social welfare. This maximization process depends on the allocation of resources and optimum use of scarce resources. These are the principles of microeconomic analysis. Thank you very much.